I am Lekha, your science teacher. Hope you had studied things in the previous class. Tell me children, what you learned in the last class? Now let us start today's quick recap that you had already studied in the last class. Do you remember what are the types of fibers? There are two types of fibers. Which are they? Natural and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers we get from plants and animals. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from laboratory. Do you know what are the examples of natural fibers? Cotton, jute, silk, wool are the examples of natural fibers. Do you know what are the examples of synthetic fibers? Nylon, rayon, polyester are the examples of synthetic fibers. We also studied about sheep braids. Do you remember what are the steps involved in the process of wool? The first step involved in the process of wool is shearing. Shearing means removal of hair from sheep. The second step is scouring. What is scouring? Scouring means washing of sheared hair and skin in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. Next step is sorting. Sorting means separation of fibers of different textures, length and colors. After sorting is done, the next step is removal of buds. The small fluffy fibers are picked out. Next step is dyeing. The fibers can be dyed in various colors. After dyeing, the last step is rolling. The fibers can be converted into yarn. These are the 6 steps. I think you understood the 6 steps. We have completed our wool fiber. Now we will study about silk fibers. Rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture or silk farming. Dear children, before we discuss the process of obtaining silk, it is necessary to know the interesting life cycle of silk moth. I will show you the life history of silk moth.
Life history of silk moth or rearing of silkworm. The lifespan of a silkworm is only about 2 months. The life cycle of silkworm has 4 stages. First, the egg. Second, silkworm. Third, pupa or chrysalis or cocoon. And fourth, moth. Eggs are kept in cold storage for about 6 weeks after they are laid. The eggs are bathed in warm water and air-dried. Then they are incubated until they hatch and become worms. Hatching takes about 30 days. A tiny worm, white in color and about 5 to 6 millimeters, that is a quarter-inch long, hatches out of an egg. This delicate worm needs a lot of care, and a silent and sanitary environment is a must for its survival. These worms are placed on bamboo trays covered with straw mats and a layer of selected, finely chopped mulberry leaves. The greedy worm is said to devour about 30,000 times its initial weight in the 6-week feeding period. During this period, the silkworm sheds its skin, that is, molts, 4 times. When the worm ceases to eat, it attaches itself to a piece of straw or climbs the branches of trees or shrubs placed in the rearing house and begins to spin its cocoon. And so the magic begins. The spinning of cocoon in one continuous thread takes about 8 days. The amount of usable silk in each cocoon is quite small, and about 5,500 silkworms are required to produce, you know how much? About 1 kg of raw silk. That is, 2,500 to 3,000 cocoons are needed to make 1 yard of silk cloth. No wonder it is so expensive. Sericin, a gum-like liquid, exudes from the 2 openings under the worm's mouth and causes the fibers to adhere to one another. These filaments get hardened on exposure to air. The silkworm covers itself with these filaments, and once the cocoon is completed, it sleeps for 15 to 20 days. The cocoons are collected, and to get silk thread, the foremost step is to kill the insect inside the cocoon.
Dear children, I think you all have textbook with you. There are 3 activities in page number 29. Please do that. I hope you are clear with this topic. Please go through the textbook once and revise whatever I taught you. Okay children, take care. Thank you.